Good evening, dear future students. We are very happy to see you here today, and we are very excited to have you as a part of HEC community. So let's meet our speakers for today.
Yes, hello. My name is Oksana Budko. I'm the head of the international office. Please go ahead.
Hello,
Hi.
I am Oga Roosevelt, and I graduated from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology from Ghana, and I'm a first year student in the Masters of Economic and Economic Policy program in HSC.
Hi, I'm Madhavi. I completed my Strategic Corporate Finance Masters in 2021, and now currently I'm following a PhD at Queen Mary University of London.
Hi, my name is Robert Skeno. I'm a current student of the Higher School of Economics, reading Strategic Corporate Finance. I'm happy to meet you.
And my name is Елизавета, and I work as a coordinator at the international office. So in the Faculty of Economic Sciences, students are welcome to contact the international office team in case any questions occur. Please note the ways to reach out for us for assistance. You will have this presentation sent to you after the meeting, so you will have all these contacts. At the beginning of today's meeting, we would like to share some general information about your future studies, and after that, we will proceed with the personal experience of our students. Let's start with the grading system. Please take a look. During your studies, all your homework, tests, and exams will be graded on a scale from 0 to 10. 10 is the highest grade when the work significantly exceeded all expectations. 9 is excellent. It corresponds to grade A, and it is given only for outstanding achievements. 8 is simply excellent, which means that there are no mistakes and everything is just great. 6 and 7 are good, B and B plus respectively. 4 and 5 are satisfactory, which equals C, and scores from 0 to 3 are unsatisfactory. Please be careful. You cannot have grades from 0 to 3 as your final scores for the subjects. It means that you need to retake the exam to achieve a higher result. The bare minimum is always 4 out of 10, and the better you study, the higher marks you achieve, and it always affects your monthly paid scholarship in a great way, I would say. So yeah, talking about the organization of your education process, it basically stands on the 3 pillars or elephants as represented here. The first one is LMS, the second one is students evaluation, and the third one is LK. But what does it all mean? Instead of using paper grading sheets, HEC displays all your grades on the LMS portal. There you can find not only your marks, but also the list of your courses with course information, as well as upcoming exams for each module, student rankings, students evaluation, and etc. By the way, upload of final qualification papers is also conducted on LMS base. In addition, HEC has a smart LMS platform, which is made for assigning and submitting homework for each class, and it is used on some of the courses to make the process easier. Talking about the students' evaluation, which is called SOP in Russian, it is a mandatory step after the module is completed. Students must evaluate the quality of courses and their lectures and seminars, and even their professors' performances. Thanks to feedback, the faculty and administration improve the quality of courses and the organization itself of the learning process. 3 weeks prior to each exam week, the SOP questionnaire will be available. Please pay attention that if you don't take the SOP, you might be reprimanded because it is a mandatory part of the study process. The study office always sends reminders about the start of the campaign, so just don't miss it. The third one is lk.hsc.ru, which is a smart point. It is a digital ecosystem of the HSC, an environment for user interaction. Here you can find social and administrative services for students. So basically, you will engage with these three platforms a lot during your studies. For now, let's take a look at your academic calendar. We study from September till the end of June. At the Higher School of Economics, the academic year is divided into 4 modules, and in the end of each module, there is an exam week, actually 2 weeks in summer. They are held at the end of October, December, March, and June. The fall and spring exam weeks often have the least number of exams, while the winter and summer exam weeks are the hardest. Breaks are 3 times a year. Winter, first 10 days in January, spring, which is in the first 10 days of May, and summer from July to September. But where will your classes be held? Let's take a look. In my personal opinion, the most beautiful and impressive building, HSC campus called Pokrovka. HSC University at Pokrovsky Boulevard is one of the most modern university complexes in Moscow, in Russia, where 3 colossal atriums unite various historic buildings into a single space. It is a complex for research, conferences, studies, and student life, and it is open to the city. There are 13 buildings integrated into a single complex with giant atrium area, library that is open 24/7, cultural center with a capacity of up to 900 people, conference rooms, 3 student cafes, and a large cafeteria, accessible environment, comfortable conditions for visually and hearing impaired people. And all that is about Pokrovka. You can even have a virtual 3D tour of the Pokrovka building if you just Google Pokrovka HEC 3D. Now let's talk about the support. Don't worry about being left alone with a problem. At HEC, there will always be people around who are eager to help. At the website for international students, istudents.hec.ru, you can find all the needed guidance. It will provide you with answers to questions that may arise during your stay in Russia, as well as help you adjust to a new environment. Each section provides links to the university's online resources, where you can find more detailed information and useful articles. So we highly recommend you visiting this website, and you can find all the needed context there too. In addition, HSC has buddy program. Buddies are current HSC University students who volunteer to help incoming international students to settle into life in Moscow and feel more confident in a new cultural and social environment. You meet your buddy upon your arrival, or you can request their help anytime throughout your stay. What buddies do? They can meet you at the Air Express station, not at the airport, accompany you to your dormitory and help you with the check-in process, provide you with general hands-on experience, for example, campus buildings, useful apps, emergency phone numbers, and etc. Help you deal with local documents and forms in Russian, and so much more. But actually, there's a list of things what buddies cannot do. First of all, they cannot meet you during night hours from 9 p.m. till 8 a.m. They cannot become your full-time personal assistant, and we ask you to respect their personal time and space. And they cannot offer you any financial or other material help. And some more details about the support in HEC. We have Student Support Center, which is located at Pokrovka. You can visit the center to receive a wide variety of documents, certificates, transcripts, electronic transcripts, certified copies of documents, and duplicate student ID cards if you use it. And the staff of the center will also tell you how to transfer to another program if you would like, make changes to personal data, and solve other academic issues. And iVisa portal, ivisa.hc.ru, is a website of visa and immigration support for students of full-time study programs, which provides assistance to international students in applying for and obtaining visa documents. And here you can see on the next slide, please. Yeah, additionally, you can see that we have lots of opportunities for you to enjoy your stay, to always have support, to find your people, and really to just enjoy your time being here. And now I'm leaving the floor to my colleagues.
Please, we have Madavi here, who is a graduate of Strategic Corporate Finance. Since she needs to leave early, we would like her to speak about her experience now, and then we will proceed with the presentation further. Please, Madavi, go ahead.
Thanks, Oksana. So, hi everyone. So I'll just briefly talk about the challenges I faced, and like maybe I can guide you all how to mitigate these challenges and to have a like nice experience in Russia. So firstly, I would say for international students, like it will be going to like you all are going to a new country, so most of you all will not know the language. Even myself, I didn't know Russian language, and neither is I learned it. Um, One thing to tackle with this language barrier would be to use a like language translator app, Yandex Translate I've used, and also to help me with registration and all the like basic steps. I've asked for a buddy. So my buddy was like really, really helpful, and she was helping me with all the like basic stuff, including buying a SIM card and all this stuff. And also the international office at HSC has like amazing staff members. So you all can always reach out to these people. And I would say it's better if you all can like if reach out to them as soon as possible, like without waiting for the like last moment to sort out your problems. And in terms of academics, I would say first year will be a bit tough. So definitely will be challenging for those who are not with a solid maths background. So one way to tackle this will be going through pre-course materials. I think you will get some reference materials beforehand, so it's better if you can go through these things. And there's a like very good book named Mathematics for Economics, which was suggested for me by my macroeconomics lecturer. And if you can just find this Mathematics for Economics book and like go through briefly, then you will be fine, I guess. And also the lecturers and the tutors are really supportive. So just if you cannot understand anything, then go to them and talk with them, arrange for some extra discussions, and they'll be happy to do that. And also when it comes to finding supervisors for your research and also like picking optional subjects, it's good if you can always make informed decisions. So it's good to ask from the senior students and faculty members like what kind of research is good for you, and like based on your preferences, and also like what subjects would tally with your research area and those kind of things. And also you should definitely make best use of your resources. At HSC, there's like great library, and you will be having access to some data sources as well. So just make sure that you use all these sources. And finally, like Elsweta said, there are a lot of other extracurricular activities. I remember I've joined some yoga sessions, and there are like a lot of other dancing classes and this kind of stuff. And based on your preferences, you all can join these societies classes and make new friends and enjoy your time in Moscow. So I wish you all the very best. Thanks.
Madavi, thank you very much. And I would like to say that Madavi has to leave because she is very busy on the way to her PhD studies in London now. So we will say goodbye to Madavi. Yes, please, Lisa.
Thanks, Oksana.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Okay, we have now, let me stop for a second this presentation. And we have, for a change, we have a little bit a change of the program. As a nice surprise. We will have now Robert talk for a short while, and then we have Roosevelt, and I will finish. So it's a little bit of change, but I hope it will not disturb any. Please, Robert, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you once again. My name is Robert, as I said, and I'm a current student of Higher School of Economics, reading Strategic Corporate Finance. So I would like to first of all talk about the application process. Or can you go to the next page, please? All right. So here to apply to HSC, there are some documents that you are supposed to get before applying, especially for masters. You are supposed to get your original certificate, your transcripts, recommendation letters, resume, statement of purpose, and sometimes research interest for some specific programs. So with the statement of purpose, it is supposed to be geared towards a particular goal that you are, you want to achieve in future. With bachelor's too, when you're applying, there are basically 2 entrance exams that you are supposed to write. So the first one has to do with open doors, where you take some courses, which is actually based on the kind of program that you want to select, and it is actually being guided by the state. And also, the other one has to do with the one that HSC itself conducts. So you first of all have to submit your application. After you submit your application, the moderator will accept the application. After accepting the application, in that same application portal, you go to select date and time for exam. You have to select the date that you feel like you can take the exam. So when you go there, you see the slots there. Once you select the slots, when the time is due, you go back to that same page and you see a link which will direct you to where you are supposed to take the exam, especially so far as bachelor's is concerned. Next slide, please. Next slide. All right, sorry. All right, so after you submit your admission, these are some of the things that you are supposed to do after submitting your application. So when you get admission, before you can actually get admission for master's students, you go to a portion in your application portal where we call it a portfolio score. Here, you are going to see how you are being graded. You are going to grade your statement of purpose, your resume, your certificate, and every supplementary document that you submit for the application process. So once they grade it, and I think if you get 65 and beyond, then you have some sort of assurance that you are going to get admission. So once you get your admission, then you can go to offer of admission under your application portal. Then you are supposed to download the application form and the consent form. When you download the application form, you are supposed to fill it. I'm going to share a sample of how you are supposed to fill the application form and the consent form, because it seems most of the students actually have some sort of problem as far as filling the application form. Then once you are done filling the application form, you are supposed to translate your passport, you translate your certificate, your transcripts, and you upload all of this with its original copies, without forgetting that you are supposed to undergo medical treatment and examination in your country. Then you also have to upload this medical certificate that you got from your country, and it must also be translated as well. So after the offer of admission, after you've been able to accept the admission, you are supposed to go to the next stage, which is recognition. The recognition occurs in 2 stages. First of all, you have to go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in your country. For instance, in Ghana, you have to go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. That place, you are supposed to go and notarize your document. After you are done notarizing your document, then you take it to the Russian embassy in Ghana. After you take it to the Russian embassy in Ghana, they are going to put a particular stamp on it, right? After they put the stamp on it, then you can actually come back to your portal, then you upload it in your portal. In that way, you are going to pass the recognition. And if any mistake and you are not able to finish the recognition, you have to go through this whole process again. And also, I have to caution you on this. When you are filling the recognition aspect, when you go for the document from the Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, you send it to the Russian embassy, they are going to put a thread inside the document. They will bind it with a particular thread. Do not remove the thread from that particular document, because once you remove the thread from the document, it is actually going to make it invalid. So if all things go well, you are going to pass through the recognition stage. After the recognition stage, then the next phase will be open for you. That is enrollment documents. Enrollment document, you just have to download these documents. You have to fill and give your consent that you are actually, give consent for processing of your document. After that, then you receive visa invitation. Once you receive the visa invite, you're supposed to go to the Russian embassy in your country. Then you go for your visa with your passport. Then you are supposed to pay some certain amount of money before you can actually get your visa. After you get your visa, then you are supposed to book your flight. Once you book your flight, then you can select your date of arrival. Once you select the date of arrival is actually telling HSC that, okay, I'll be leaving my country this particular date and I'll get to Russia, let's say, on this particular date. So once you select that, then HSC is going to assign you to for a dormitory. So the dormitory, it is actually under accommodation. Then they will give you a dormitory. Then after that, you can actually take your flight from your respective countries to Moscow. Then they can actually come and pick you at the Aero Express, like my colleague said. Next slide, please. All right, so now let's talk about some student activities. So I've actually grouped this into 2. We have fun activities and academic activities. So HSC has a lot of activities, but these are a few that I would love to share with you. So we have HSC Interfootball Club, where all the faculties come together. They select their best players to actually play against each other, and at the end of the day, awards are actually given to each faculty. The top 3. And even all the players actually go home with some sort of souvenirs from HSC. And even coming Sunday, we're actually going to partake in this HSC Interfootball Club. And also we have handball team, we have volleyball, basketball, and even each dormitory also has some sort of a mini team that they always have fun with, on a weekly basis. That depends on how the dormitory actually wants to organize their staff. Then with the academic activities, irrespective of the fact that you are not on the language program, they have some language club that you can actually join on campus in order for you to be able to learn the Russian language, and then you can be able to communicate once you're on the street and at work and stuff. Because here, believe me, you need the Russian language to actually survive, but that is not a requirement for, your academic program, because most of the master's program are actually in English. So you don't have to take the Russian language for you to be able to fit in the master's program. We also have the debaters club, and we have the volunteers club as well, where the volunteers club, let's say there is an event on campus and you love to volunteer, and then let's say a helping hand to those kind of those organizing the event. Next slide, please. All right, so talking about part-time jobs, there are some sort of jobs that are actually available for students who are actually enrolling on full-time basis. So mostly the common one that you can actually get. We have teaching, where you can actually teach English, French, and some even teach Chinese and other sort of languages that are known worldwide. And we have some call centers. Some also works in the cafe shop and whatsoever. So others also work in restaurant, and there are a lot of opportunities here. But then you have to explore. You need to grow your networks before you can be able to get some sort of this job. And also, mostly people actually apply for jobs online. There is this app, HH, and then Avito, that you can actually get yourself familiar with in order for you to apply for jobs, and then you can work and then get some sort of money for your daily upkeep. Okay, next slide, please. All right, so talking about the language year, like I said here, the language year, it is open for all international students, but it seems this year there are some sort of changes, and it is compulsory for every bachelor student. For some specific master's programs, we are supposed to undergo the language year program. So this is what actually happens. So the language year, it is specifically meant for students who are actually going on the bachelor's program, because the bachelor's program, for you to be on a scholarship, it is actually conducted in Russian language. So you need the language in order for you to be able to survive. And it is actually kind of very tough. I have to be honest with you. It is very tough and it is demanding. That when you're on the language year, you have to do everything possible for you to be able to excel through your next phase of academic, especially when we are coming on the bachelor's program. Next slide, please. All right, so this is the structure of the language program. So we are actually the program is actually scheduled. The semester is scheduled to be in models. So we have model 1 to model 4, where it is actually being divided into a month. So for your first 2 months, we are going to, that is where we classify that as model 1. From model 2 is also, I think, the next 2 months, model 3, and then model 4 in that order. So the first, the whole year, the whole academic year, you are going to take the Russian grammar, where you are going to learn the cases, how you are supposed to, gather your phrases, your padishes and stuff in order for you to be able to speak the language. And for model 3 and model 4, we have, the special language. So the special language is just like a specific language, which is geared towards the kind of program that you are supposed to take. And of course, they do social studies, they do history, mathematics, and its related departmental programs. So let's assume that we are coming for economics program. Of course, you are supposed to, economics is mathematics, mathematically inclined. So you are supposed to take the Russian mathematics during your language year. And then the mode of instruction is actually in Russian. So you are supposed to know how they say certain basic words in Russian for you to be able to enroll on your main master's program. So basically, this is the structure of how the Russian language is actually made. And believe me, you have to stand your ground for you to be able to pass through this language here. Next slide. All right, so what are the fun parts? So the fun part of the language year is basically, once you are on the language year, you have the opportunity to, go for tour. You have opportunity to go for, cultural events. You also have relationship with your teachers. You go for movies, you play and stuff. And also, so when you are on the language program, in order for you to be able to speak fluently, you have to, first of all, grow your relationship with your lecturers. Then you have to make friends around with your classmates, and then people on campus and stuff, so that especially Russians, then these people, as you speak on daily basis with them, you see that your fluency is actually going to increase. And then when you're on the program as well, the school has been structured in such a way that your lecturers and your teachers are going to take you on a tour. Let's say during our time, we went to Tula. Others also went for paragliding and stuff. So it is actually fun as far as we are on the language program. But when it comes to academics, they are very serious, because you have to be drilled. You have to take some sort of assignment, some sort of exercise for you to be able to speak fluently. I'm not saying this to kind of scare you, but then I'm just trying to let you know the realities of what is on ground before you, kind of start. So when you are coming, you really have to build yourself very well, and you have to prepare yourself that this is actually what you are coming to face. Okay, and also I have a small takeaway for you. So when you are coming, please and please, the weather here is kind of not stable, so you have to bring a lot of warm clothes for you to be able to get yourself on the street and stuff. Next slide, please. All right, so I think this is where I will end my presentation. Thank you very much for your time, and I am open for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to ask Roosevelt to talk about his experience and takeaways, mostly about academic process, and then after he speaks, I will talk a little bit, present more general on the academic, and then you will have time to ask questions, and we try to answer. Thank you. Please, Roosevelt.
All right. I'll be speaking about academic progress and programs and all about academics over here. So basically, how I heard about HSC was through my internet search of schools where I was preparing to study abroad. And then I browsed the internet and I found out that there is a very nice school in Russia called HSC. And then luckily I met a colleague of mine on LinkedIn, and then he was studying over here. So I could speak to him, and then he directed me and he told me more about the school. So let me speak basically about a motivation for me to study at the HSC. So basically, upon looking at the master's program structure in economics and economic policy, I found out that the program is a blend of theories, empirics, and then research. So by looking at the course structure on the website of the program, I found out that, okay, the school does not only focus on just one aspect of the economic framework, but whilst you learn about theories, there are also courses with those with empirics, and then actually you'll also be doing so many research works as well. And apart from that, I also browsed through the internet to find where HSC rank in the world. And I found out that HSC is probably in all subjects I looked at, in subject ranking, HSC is always among the top 100 global rank schools. So even from Times Higher Education, from QS ranking, in business and economics, HSC is 87th and then 58th globally, respectively. So if you look through history, politics, other courses you are interested to study, if you browse through the rankings, you see that HSC is always among the top 100, which shows, well, the school, which indicates that the school is a top school in the world. Apart from that, too, I looked at the openness of the university to the international community, and HSC actually has several international partnerships. It has over 420 international partnerships. Even from Ghana that I come from, HSC has partnered with UCC, University of Cape Coast. It has several partners in Morocco, in Brazil. Even there are opportunities for some students to have exchange programs in other countries, although we are studying over here at HSC. So it has a strong international outreach. Apart from that, there are several international students you meet over here. So it's not just about Russians who are dominating. However, in your classes, you have a lot of people from China, from Asia, from other European countries. You interact and then you share ideas. You also learn about other countries. And another motivation was about the scholarship. The baseline scholarship is the Russian government scholarship, which most of us benefited from and we are still benefiting from. But apart from the Russian government scholarship, there are other also scholarships which are available, like departmental scholarships which are available in my faculty in this case, and in my program which I'm reading. Based on your academic trajectory and your academic ranking, if you meet certain requirements, there are additional stipends which are very, very huge sums of money that are given to you. So that was also another motivation for me, as well as the accommodation, finding out that HSC has top quality accommodation the dormitories are available, and that was fantastic. This was basically what summed up my motivation to study at the Higher School of Economics. And then about preparation for study. So sometimes it can be challenging when you are moving into a different country as an international student. You are moving to a place where you say you do not really know how the academic structure is. You don't really, it's a very difficult thing transitioning from one country to another and even fitting into the course which you are going to offer. So to prepare for your studies, I have some few guidelines which you can consider. Basically, I would say you should write to your program coordinators, or you can also browse through your program's website and then find out about prerequisites or required courses which you would need for your preparation or which you will need in your program. So some programs such as mine, you need a very high background in mathematics. So if you are coming, you have to prepare very, very well. Try to know your mathematics extremely well. Other courses, you have to know how to program your stuff, how to use your Python, your R, and then other software. So what I would advise is that you visit the programs page, or you write to your programs coordinator. Usually they will give you a list of books, a list of material, sometimes courses you can take on Coursera and other platforms, so that at least once you step into the school, you transitioning from your country, you filling into the course and its requirements will be much more easier. Other than that, sometimes you attend lectures and it seems you are not on the same level, or you are not on the same requirements as the lecturer would expect or as some students are. So I would advise just revise basic stuff about your course. You can write to the programs manager and then they'll help with that. So on academics, I think they have spoken about the academic calendar already and how it is structured. So basically what I'll add is that some courses may last for a module, other courses also last for two modules based on the credit hours and then the how intensive that course you are taking is going to be. So basically what you have to do is that when the program will last for a module, if the program is supposed to last for a module, then at the end of the module, you'll be writing an end of sem exams. And if the program is supposed to last for two modules, then at the end of the program, you'll be writing your mid-semester exams, which you will usually know. So that's how that one is also structured. And then about the vacations, I think that one has been spoken about already. Let's look at the structure of the program and then the courses taken. So about structure of program and then the courses taken. Excuse me, kindly hold on. I think I'll be back in a minute, please. Hello, please, I hope you can hear me. Sorry, and
Yes,
okay,
please.
okay. So about the structure of the program and then courses taken. So within the program, there are divisions or there are tracks. So in economics and economic policy, for example, there is applied track, there is research track, and then there is quantitative track. Each of these tracks have their main focuses. So quantitative students usually focus more on mathematics and all of that. The applied track focus on application of economics to policies, and then for research track, which I am part on, we take more intensive courses which are geared towards research and then PhD or in academia. So there are courses for these tracks or these tracks within the program. There are core courses for all students. So all of you will be meeting in certain classes because there are some courses that cut across. Let's say mathematics for economics is cut across, microeconomics cuts across, and then macroeconomics also cuts across. So all of you will be meeting in such classes. And then there are some courses which are also Magalogo courses. They are more or less like courses which are available in the university for all students. So someone who is reading economics might be interested in learning something within social studies. The person can actually select such a course and then you study. So In as much as you have your economics you are doing, probably you are interested in AI. If there is a course in AI, you can also take it and then you study under the Magologo. And then there are also elective courses. So the elective courses depend on the track which you, the students, you are on. Apart from that, there is also the Faculty of Economic Science project, which we usually call the FES project. So the FES project is undertaken for 2 years. So it's more or less like you apply for a project which you are on and you have a supervisor. So in the project, you have basically a baseline research team which you have. Mine is labor market policy evaluation. There are others such as inequality, such as stochastic programming and all of that. So once you are in a project, you usually meet and then you have meetings, you discuss topics around the project, how to apply them, and then how to use them in your thesis or other research works which you do as well. The program is a hybrid of theoretical, empirical, and research-based courses, as I said initially. And then let's move on to the assessment. So in HSC, you are assessed on many grounds, and then every ground also matter. You cannot skip one and then expect to excel exceedingly high. So in HSC, attendance counts in the assessment, and then activities also count in the assessment. So the activities are in the form of questions and answers in class. So probably you attend what we call seminars or tutorials, where the teacher or the teaching assistant will ask you some questions and you are supposed to give some answers. You are supposed to contribute. That adds to your mark for the semester. Apart from that, there are homeworks, there are quizzes which you'll be writing in classes, and then there are 10 projects or 10 papers for some courses. So for some courses at the end of the program, you'll be made to write an essay or a paper on the topic or on what you've done during the study. So you pick one research topic and then you write up on it. And then the main thing which usually takes majority of the mark is the examination, which you also write. So the number of courses taken per module varies with respect to each student. So some students choose their own. So in HSC, there is flexibility. You choose your own academic trajectory. So sometimes while someone is taking only one course in a module, someone might be taking 3 courses in a module. So it is flexible, but you have to meet the minimum requirements before you graduate, or you have to meet the minimum requirements per a module or per a semester or a year. So you have to ask more on that. And I think for the grading system, that has been spoken about already as well. Yes, so I think that will be all for now. I think I'll be glad to receive any questions.
Thank you, Roosevelt. Why don't we now finish the presentation that I have so that we go into the questions and answers, please. I will open the screen just in a second. Yes, we stopped here at this additional opportunities for students. And I would like to continue a little bit on the academic process, very sort of general picture so that you familiarize yourself with the general approaches. So teaching at the Faculty of Economic Sciences is organized by the departments. There are 5 departments: Theoretical Economics, Applied Economics, School of Finance, Department of Mathematics, and Department of Statistics and Data Analysis. Departments also provide teaching assistantship opportunities for students. For example, if you if you took a course and performed very well during the studies, you can apply for a teaching assistantship opportunity, and this is a paid position that you conduct recitations, grade students' papers or even exams, some tests. This is a very nice, good opportunity to get closer to professors, to your classmates, and also to earn some money. This is just a small sample of research labs that are located at the Faculty of Economic Sciences, because the university has many research centers and institutes. There are also research groups with faculty and other students and doctoral students. Part of your study at the HC University will be a research project. So you inevitably become a part of some research group, maybe that will have your future research thesis advisor, or maybe even a PhD advisor. We'll talk about it in a little while. At the same time, some laboratories invite students to apply for internship paid positions. So if you can do arrayship work, like for example, you can do some machine learning or Python programming and other mathematical or literature review skills, you can apply to these positions as well. Selection is based on your academic performance, so it is very important at HEC to have high grades. We will need to ask Roosevelt later how did he manage to keep very high grades just in a short while. Each lab has its own research seminar, and some of the seminars are conducted in Russian, but most of the research seminars in economics and finance are held in English, and you are definitely invited to attend any you want to. Also, I would like to add a little bit about the full scholarship recipients. They are eligible for a monthly stipend, which is about the same amount that you need to pay for the dormitory monthly. It is about 2,000 rubles. Scholarships are paid to your HEC bank card, and HEC will arrange a card for you for free. Students who study at the high 10% of the student body are eligible for a much higher scholarship. Starting from the second semester, when you have your final grades for exams. And also, as Roosevelt mentioned, economics and economic policy research tracks top students are also paid significantly higher than anyone else, like a matter of order. For example, if a regular scholarship is about 2,000 rubles, they are paid like 15-20,000 rubles a month. But I need to add that plagiarism and cheating are the most often reasons that international students are expelled from the programs. Because if you don't follow the academic integrity rules, you may be severely punished, and also if you are getting any scholarship that is higher scholarship, you will just lose this opportunity, because by the rules they are not permitted to pay higher scholarships for those who do not follow academic rules. And plagiarism and cheating again is a very bad idea here, because group work or like cooperative effort is one thing, and also I know that some students, they even write their research thesis together, but this is different from plagiarism. To finish with the financial aid, I would say that opportunities for financial aid current students are quite limited to certain cases. However, students who are very active in sports, cultural life at HEC, volunteering, and other similar activities are encouraged to apply in December and June to get a higher scholarship based on the HEC scholarship committee decision. Of course, you don't at the moment of application you should not have any reprimands from your study program, and this is also important. And also there are various competitions, like for example, last year our graduate from Nigeria won a competition of student research papers which will start in September. You are encouraged to apply to this competition even if you wrote your research paper not at HEC. You can submit it even with no research advisor, and if you win the first place in your field, you will get also additional scholarship starting from when as soon as they as they finish the competition. So you are definitely should be considering applying. Now I would like to complete my presentation by the alumni and student network relations. I would like to say that we have career services and career fairs at HEC at least twice a year, in the fall and in the spring. International mentorship program invites graduates and international alumni to apply to become mentors of their current students, and Madavi, who was presented among the graduates in the first place, she is one of the mentors because her experience of research master program and PhD scholarship in London is of course important for the future students who would like to also do a research scholarship and PhD program in Queen Mary University in finance and so on. So international mentorship program allows current students to receive support and advice from graduates. We have many graduates in different countries. And there are also organized chats and groups of graduates and students where you can talk to other students and graduates with similar or opposite experience and find some network and contacts. Myself, I provide free consultations for the current students to apply for PhD programs both at HEC and internationally, and at the same time I can put you through with our alumni or faculty abroad. I would like to speak a little bit very shortly that many students who are successful during their master programs are invited to apply for doctoral school, and we have a doctoral school based on the same principles of Western schools, but our study in the doctoral school is very short, only 3 years. So basically, it is very advisable that you start doing research while you are in the master program if you plan to continue education at the HEC doctoral school. Your master program allows you to find a supervisor, develop a research proposal, as well as your first paper, which will be your research thesis. We will have a meeting with the school academic supervisor early in the fall, but I also encourage you to explore options and talk to different HEC professors at the Faculty of Economic Sciences. Again, the best way to become a research intern or just to join a lab is to attend their seminars and talk to the local and visiting professors, other students, interns, and professors. Now I would say that many students of HEC are ambitious to leave Russia and apply to the top PhD programs, and they are offered admission in top universities. Here you have a list of PhD students in the top programs. It is a short list of schools with most HEC alumni. Many of them come back to work at HEC, but actually some are working abroad. This is like my small bragging with our graduates who work currently in the best universities abroad. You can see they are quite different and positions, and some of them are already full professors, some of them are only starting. We didn't have space to add research fellows and pre-docs and postdocs, but believe me, there are also a few. And also, we occasionally invite these people to give presentations and online lectures So you will have a chance to meet some of them. And also starting from the COVID-19 time, we made a lot of online events with them, and I have all recordings available to students. If you are interested, I will give you. Now Lisa will very briefly describe the student engagement and extracurricular, and then uh, we will do the students experience part. Okay, Lisa?
Just in 2 words, actually, because we've already mentioned it today that we have lots of different clubs of interests and interesting events, and they are always like you get notifications from international office or on our official website HCU about upcoming events. Sometimes we organize something by ourselves, and we really enjoy some ideas that students give us to organize some interesting events. For example, recently we had movie nights, and we are planning to continue this small tradition of watching movies together. We have lots of discussion clubs, sport clubs. So I think that everyone can find something for suitable for you mostly and really enjoy that.
Thank you, Lisa. I would like to add that Lisa was also a graduate of HSC, however, not from the Faculty of Economic Sciences, but from the Faculty of Humanitarian Studies. So she knows a lot of technicalities, like with the ones that other staff do not know, even like LMS and Smart Point and so on. So it's nice to work with her because she can be a great resource for many students. Now, Roosevelt, would you be so kind to tell us how do you have such a high grade, have such good performance, please?
All right, so um, I would say it's not easy. It's not easy at HSC. I don't have to lie, probably because I have high grades. It's not so much easy. When you get here, even those who study over here, some professors will tell you they know it's not easy, but this is how it's supposed to be. This is what you are supposed to learn. So you have to adapt and then you have to adjust. So probably I can share some few tips. So um, not you probably we all have our strengths and then our weaknesses. You might not be good at every course or at every subject. So what I will suggest is that you do group learning. As aside the classes you attend, sometimes when you don't understand anything, you can form smaller groups in your class where probably you've taken a particular topic and you don't understand. No matter what, there will be someone within who understands better than the others do. So that person can just stand in front and then take that little group of you through what you studied. So what I would suggest as international students is that don't come here and then feel selfish. Don't come here and feel you can do it all on your own. It's close to impossible. You will need people, you will need friends, you will need Russian students to share some materials with you, to share some books with you. So sometimes I would say it's good to interact. When you come new, interact with people, try to know them. If you have any challenge, be sincere and speak to your friends, speak to the professors. And then for the teaching assistants, one thing is that you should make them your friends because they are always available. They are always available for you. So you have to take advantage of everything and then everyone you have at your disposal. It will be very, very challenging for you. Believe me, it's very, very challenging for me. It was, and then I'm sure it will be like this till the end. However, you have to find ways and means to pass. That doesn't mean cheat. That doesn't mean go and plagiarize. For that one, if you do it, HSC has zero tolerance for cheating, plagiarism, and all of that. You will be reprimanded, you will be expelled from the school. So I would advise that you go through it legally. I'm sure if you try, just like how I'll be able to do it, and I'm still trying to do more, I'm sure if you also seek help from teaching assistants, you speak to your friends. Sometimes they have some extra materials like some solution manuals you don't have. If you are able to speak, you will get them and then you pass. And sometimes working alongside studying may be difficult. So what I would say is that seek advice from your programs manager. So I think before the last model, we went to see the programs manager to speak about her concerning if the courses we are going to do will be difficult in such a way that we will not be able to work and all of that. And she was sincere to tell us that macroeconomics, the course we're going to take, is the most difficult we'll face in our master's program. So she would advise that don't work during that model so that you will get ample time to study for that course. And it's true, that course was very, very challenging. So I will advise that seek help from friends, seek help from teaching assistants, and always be in touch with your programs manager. They have more information than you, and they can help you and direct you to the right places. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I agree, fully support the idea that it is better not to work during the first year because a lot of things seem very challenging, and you really need to concentrate on studies first. Then I would like to answer some questions. For example, I think Robert answered a lot of questions in the chat, but there is a question that does HEC have a platform for the Russian companies, banks and companies in the financial sector? I would say that HEC has a career center, and there they publish, they have social media platforms where they publish vacancies on different for different types of positions, and definitely they are open to general public, but I think that the idea that HEC students are better prepared than other students, or maybe not even students from other universities. It is like important that you belong to a group of people who are very well prepared and have a lot of knowledge. Okay, so we have also, I thought we mentioned that we have a lot of different sports club and competitions, and this Sunday we will have international students football cup. This is like devoted only to international teams, but there are also mixed teams in basketball, volleyball, in many other sports like frisbee and dance clubs and so on. Then I would like to say that we will add the presentations to the we will send out the presentations and recording of today's meeting, and okay, there is a request to add social media and websites of the career center. We will do that. Also, the question, which is the campus for classes, we will add the virtual tour to this to the letter we send you later after the meeting. We will add the virtual tour, and the campus is Pokrovsky Boulevard 11. It is only 10 minutes from the Red Square, and it is a very nice location in the center of Moscow, like Lisa presented, 13 buildings under one roof. We have 3 cafeterias and stolova, and we have a lot of places where you can microwave your food if you bring it from home and so on. Yes, we will have classes offline. Some meetings like today we meet online, and I'm sure you will have during your studies some, for example, projects, group meetings, or like, for example, Magalega courses. It will be held online, but you will definitely have classes on campus that you need to visit and be present on campus, and classes can start as early as 9 in the morning and finish as late as 9 in the evening. Berta, would you like to talk a little bit? Please introduce yourself because you came late, and then you can. What do you want to talk a little bit, Berta? We have a graduate here, but I think she is not able to talk, but she wrote important note here with
Hello,
regards.
Sarah.
Okay, go.
Okay. Hi, so my name is Betha. I completed strategic corporate finance in the year 2020. So my little advice for you, though the speakers have said it all, my little advice is about the thesis which I just put in the group. Everything the various speakers have said is true. I was going to talk about the same thing, but because they've spoken about it, there's no need going over them. But about thesis, I think it's the only thing we didn't quite mention. I will say that talk to your supervisor right from the beginning. Don't try to get to a certain level, before you show your work or your progress to your supervisor. It usually does not work. Right from the beginning, talk to your supervisor. Whatever advice he or she has, they'll tell you, arrange meetings with you, and then follow those scheduled meetings. When it's time and you truly haven't been able to do much, talk to him or her. It's better. They are more experienced, and it makes it easy when you're talking to your supervisor. So that's basically my little advice to add to what has already been said. I think Olga, the one you made to talk about his how good he performs on his program, mentioned that you talk to your Russian colleagues. Yes, don't try to isolate yourself. Try to be sincere. He said it. Try to be honest. If you do not understand anything, tell your colleagues about it. They will help you. Your Russian colleagues. Do not isolate yourself. The professors, teaching assistants, they are very helpful, ever ready to assist. Talk to them as well. Don't try to soak everything in. Try to figure things out on your own, or I don't know, isolate or try to stay in your group, like the country you come from, the people from the country, it usually doesn't work. You are in an international environment, so it's best to socialize, be open, be honest, talk to your Russian colleagues, your TAs, your professors, be honest with them, and they will help you. It makes life easier because, like, but all speakers have said, it's demanding to study, and every good thing comes at a price. So this is my little advice for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Berta. I agree with this a lot. And also, I would say that you should be strategic about choosing your supervisor, because different people have different ways of interaction. Some students can be very, even international students can be very autonomous, and some international students, they would like to have like day-to-day supervision from the supervisor. It's kind of supervision from supervisor, but in fact, we have different professors, and we also have international professors, and people are socially and communicatively different. So, for example, some professors are only talking to you when you approach them. Some professors, they have meetings like every week and nudge you to be faster and productive and so on. And you know yourself better. And please do not leave stuff because, like at HEC, I think this was not mentioned. The schedule is not very even during the year. For example, 1 week you can have like maybe 3-5 lectures a week. You only come to class like 2-3 times a week, And then all of a sudden there are like, I don't know, 10 deadlines with some papers, and they immediately this is not working, and the LMS system failed because everyone tries to submit their work on the last minute. So you need to be precautious and make think about Google calendars, other ways that you can utilize for your help if you need, like make lists and make calendars for you, Excel sheets, like work on a Google Doc basis with your colleagues, or other ways to do stuff together. So because it can be, it can be much easier to deal with the problems when you start early rather than you leave them for the last minute. So, do you think we need to answer any more questions? Because if even if you have more questions in mind, like for example about the visa, about the dormitory, we plan to have another session. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, please, it's me. I want to make a comment on when usually you are selecting your electives and then your Mago logo. Please, with my experience, I would advise that when you are selecting your courses, don't just look at the name and say, okay, this course, empirical industrial organization, well, it will be cool. Then you just select it. Believe me, sometimes the course will never match your strength when you are selecting the electives. There are a lot of options. The Magologo, there are a lot, but some will never match your strength. So what our advice is that speak to your senior colleagues in maybe second year, or the program advisor, to tell you, or sometimes they can even give you a course description so that you know what you are going for. Because I, for instance, I've chosen a course that was extremely difficult. So I've learned from my mistake. Please don't try to just select a course based on its name. Try and then ask, and then they will tell you, okay, this is how this course is structured. This is extremely difficult. You have to know how to use programming and that. So if you know it doesn't match up with your strength, then you go for other options as well. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, as I mentioned, we plan to have another meeting at the end of, I'm not sure, at the end of July, maybe, where we talk more about like arrival and other ideas, probably. In the meantime, as we spoke today, we plan to send out not only the link to the career, but also I will talk with the program supervisors, and we will get a list of courses and textbooks for you if they would like to. We will send out these links uh, to the emails that you provided in your registration for the uh, application to HEC. So like the same as you got, and also we will put in the WhatsApp group. If you are not a member of the WhatsApp group, I really advise that you become a member, because I understand that students, like there are a few students there, and Berta, so they share a lot of advice, and you can get some support from there. So thank you
Oxana,
very
please, I have a question. I'm
Sure, sure.
sorry, I didn't hear anyone speak about when you fail a course. So what happens when you fail a course? Is there an opportunity to retake a
The
course, the
problem,
course? Yeah.
Berta, is there are new rules with this, and I really suggest that no one should fail a course. But in this
Okay.
unfortunate event, if you fail a course, we are expecting that there will be some relaxation of the current situation, because in Russia, it is a different system. For example, if you in some countries, you can graduate from a master program even if you have like failure grades in your transcript for like a couple of courses. But in Russia, it is completely not acceptable. So basically, we expect that students will have the opportunity to retake the class, but it cannot be many times. I would put it in this way. And we do not talk about it at this meeting just because we had recently a change of rules. And I think that there is an understanding that the current rules will not last, will not survive the next year because like there will be too many complaints. Okay, so I would like to thank everyone for their very good attendance and participation. Thank you so much for your questions. And of course, I would like to thank Berta, Olga, and Lisa for their time. And Robert and Madavi already left. We hope to see you all in this fall, and in the meantime, we will be in touch and send you the invitation to the next meeting and send you the video recording of this meeting, plus all the links that we spoke today. And it will take us maybe one or couple of days. So we will, and also, Lisa sends the invitations to the WhatsApp group with every email she sends out. So I think it's a good way to stay connected. Berta, please, are you adding the WhatsApp group, or like we wait a little bit, or just we will send again with other links?
Yes, I think we can send the WhatsApp
Okay,
link with the other links
very
also.
nice.
Thank
So
you.
thank you everyone for your time. I think the meeting was very productive. It only took us 80 minutes, which is the regular time for HSC lecture. We already trained a little bit to study at HSC. So everyone have a good evening and thank you and see you later. Thank you. Have a good
Thank
evening.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.